So hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Fritz 17, Popcnt. So for modern CPUs, I guess. But okay, Fritz 17 with white versus Stockfish 1.0 YAR. So the first ever Stockfish version. And I let them play this position you see here on the left, which is a Queen's Gambit declined variation. And I let them play without opening book or table bases as always, and this position arises after the moves d4, knight f6, c4, e6, and yeah, those moves, which are pretty standard stuff. And here I let them play the move c5 and bishop retreats. This central thing is not that great for black. At some point black wants to play b5 and a5, and maybe b4. But this pawn here, if white can undermine it with e4, then this pawn becomes weak, so it's not that great. But anyway, Stockfish played the move knight c6 and Fritz replied with knight to e5. And let's see. Okay, if the knight takes this knight, then d takes, and I will go for this kind of thing. f4 and... Okay, this pawn is currently defended by the bishop, the e3 pawn, and next you're gonna push this knight back, so this is not the problem. So knight takes, maybe knight d7, f4 anyway, and a6, a4 to stop b5, and yeah, white, it seems to be a good move here by Fritz 17. I don't know. Stockfish is planning to play bishop d6, bishop e7 to d6, and then f4 nevertheless, according to Stockfish. This is the line. So Fritz gives something else. Fritz gives the move knight to b5, attacking the bishop, knight to b4, and bishop b1, followed up with knight c6 back. So this is Fritz option, which is also not that great. So both engines, I think after bishop d6 this should be the move. Here f4, and let's see both evaluations right around here. Both are giving this as equal. So bishop to d6, f4, maybe bishop takes, pawn takes, and now knight d7. Yeah, nothing really changed. Instead you here queen h4 maybe, bishop here and bishop there, and now maybe no, knight b6, not immediately. Oh, knight c6 doesn't even work because the d pawn would hang. I forgot about that. So takes, knight has to go there, and now a6, knight here, and d4 maybe. And if you grab this, then first bishop takes, pawn takes, and only now knight takes, and this knight wants to come to f6, and this looks pretty busted for black already. So you cannot really take this knight. f4, maybe bishop d6. Maybe no, bishop d6 runs into f5. Now the bishop has to return back, and now maybe d4, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Yeah, but here you would regain a pawn, but I'm not sure if you can survive this. Actually, yeah, knight c6 looks pretty nice, but bishop here, rook there, takes. Oh, the queen is hanging. Oh, the queen is attacked there, but queen here maybe. Then g5, takes. No, you cannot take because the queen is en prise, so this doesn't work. We have queen d6 by Stockfish. Okay, queen d6 instead of bishop d6. Queen d6. Fritz is planning to go f4 anyway. f4, knight b4, bishop c6, maybe a5 here. But then that move, knight c6 back, and you can never really achieve this b4 break because the knight is there. So I think white's position is a little bit more easy to play. But anyway, what is white doing with that bishop here on c1? That's a question, but okay, f4. We will probably see f4 on the board. What to do here? Bishop f4 doesn't work. Maybe bishop g4. No, bishop g4 doesn't work also. This maybe a6 b4 knight there, so the knight can rest in peace here without being worried about being kicked. Now bishop there, maybe b4, b5 is now on the cards, so maybe b4 to stop this. And now rook a c8 maybe. I also have no real idea what to do with white here. Maybe rook f1, but no, this runs. Okay, here you could exchange, but it doesn't really work. No, not queen takes f4, f5, and then maybe h6, knight back, and okay, here you can grab a pawn. So this doesn't really achieve much. Here you would have to go back to that square. But then queen h4 threatens the knight, so knight back. But still this pawn is hanging with a mate threat, and if you play this, okay, the queen is defending it. Queen here or queen there? That's the question. I would go queen here. But anyway, black is losing a pawn in that variation. So queen there, maybe king h8 then. Not moving the knight. f4 we have on the board. Not moving the knight. Okay, the thing is what to do with that bishop. How to activate that bishop? That's the question. And is this pawn hanging before anyway? Rook here f4. No, not knight h6, queen here, and now king h8. No, the pawn is not hanging. So this position here, it should be better for white. Although I don't know, because that bishop is so poor. This knight is very well placed. Okay, black can never go f4, but white also can never really achieve e5, e4. So those two pawn breaks are not in the position, and this rook is also pretty passive. What to do with this knight? Where should it be? It should be there, but how can it go there? Okay, maybe king there, a slow maneuver. Knight here to there, to there, to there. This is what I plan, but what is black actually doing? So maybe b4, okay, en passant, queen takes. Knight here. Okay, this knight can jump in any time. Pawn takes, knight back, and now bishop here to prepare this kind of break. But anyway, wait a bit. Knight here is not necessary. Well, knight here takes, knight there. Now bishop here, maybe e5. No, then takes and the pawn is defended. So this doesn't work. And next move d2 is coming, so it's not that clear how to achieve this. Probably you shouldn't take this knight, but okay, if you move this knight to there, then the bishop would hang. So, and this is a monster knight. So what to do here? Maybe bishop d2. Anyway, going out of it. And now black could continue with actually what? Okay, black could take this pawn here, which is pretty bad for white. So this whole stuff, maybe before you should just allow it. Knight here, knight there, bishop d2, b4. No, not b4, not b4. Why not just grab a pawn there? Knight c2, d6, bishop there, d2, queen, bishop there. Knight here attacking the bishop. Okay, you can currently ignore it. Knight here, knight takes bishop, rook takes bishop, and queen b4, and it's queen a3, and it all looks pretty bad because now the rook is threatened, but maybe you can get away with it. I don't actually see how. There is no real attack. Yeah, this plan with bringing the knight here is just too slow. Yeah, black's play on the queen side is pretty strong. So we have, after f4 we have knight b4. So instead of a6 first, we have knight b4 immediately. So knight b4, bishop b1. Now a6, a5. Here we could first kick the knight and then can play b4, and now we want a tempo. So it's not so clear how actually this should work. But anyway, without the move f5 included, maybe there is a e5 break, e4 break at some point. But let's see, this position is so rich, there many things are possible. But losing that light square bishop here on c2 is would be pretty bad. So because this diagonal is pretty strong, so probably Fritz will keep it by playing bishop b1. And then queen a6 is the plan. What is queen a6 doing? After queen a6, bishop d2. Rook fd8. Bishop e1. Okay, this is how Stockfish would activate this bishop, either bringing it to g3 or to h4 probably. So this is how Stockfish would wriggle out here with that bishop out of this pawn chain, which is a sensible plan, I guess. Yeah, how is this position here? Okay, the d4 pawn is protected. Maybe g6 at some point to be able to play bishop there, but would be ugly structure. Of course, bishop here, maybe bishop d6. Bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. Rook c2. Rook f3. Bishop there, rook there. No, rook there doesn't do anything. So rook there. h6 and queen here going after that pawn, so the rook has to go back. But now knight here is the threat, winning that pawn over there. But first of all, okay, pawn here, knight there. Okay, this pawn is protected, so rook f1. No, actually this traps the knight, rook c1. So probably after this the knight has to go back, but then the d pawn would hang. The terrible threat of, I just show it, rook here, knight here check, bishop takes, and now queen here, and there is no defense against queen h7 mate. You can grab this knight, but this is mate anyway. So this is the threat after all that. So we have queen a6. Now g4 is what Fritz is planning to do. Okay, f4. Knight b4, bishop there, queen a6, and now not bishop here. Fritz is planning to go g4. Oh wow, that's a nice move. Okay, the knight and the queen are protecting this pawn, so there is no way of capturing it. And g5 is a threat. So g4 is a pretty amazing attacking move. Let's see both evaluations right around here. Fritz is giving this as now better for white. Much better. So maybe we see g4 on the board. So what are the options here for white? What's the queen doing here on a6? That's the question. Okay, let's try b4. Maybe the b5. Maybe this was the idea. To play b5, bishop b1. Okay, but this loses a pawn instantly. Because no, there is no threat against the knight. So okay, a6 is not possible, a3 is not possible because the queen is pinning this pawn. So after that, okay, still the knight is defending this pawn, but you could go queen g4, and queen g4 looks pretty awesome because knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, king here, and rook f3. And I think there is no oh wait, wow, no, like you cannot grab it. So g6, queen here, but it's hard to defend against. Well, actually it's possible. Black has to move the rook now, probably to here. Now white is doing the same. Knight is playing, black is playing this, and now rook here, and the knight is conveniently defending this pawn. The rook is conveniently defending that one. And now black can play bishop b7, and I think black is fine here. So is white, but if the queen ever moves from this diagonal, let's say the queen goes, after that move, goes here, then maybe this is, yeah, then this is possible. Bishop takes, pawn takes, pawn takes, because you can never take with the thing, and now check. I'm not sure white is, maybe black is surviving this, yeah. So you can never sacrifice here. But okay, you cannot, you don't have to go queen h4 immediately. You can also go, no, queen h4 actually, queen h4, g6, bishop there, rook there, knight here, rook there. Bishop b7 doesn't work because of f5. And now black is in huge trouble because f6 is threatened, and capturing the pawn is probably also threatened, but f6 is a greater threat here in that position. But Fritz declines this g4 idea. Fritz is more about after knight b4, bishop b1, and queen a6, wants to play queen f3, going after this pawn a little bit more. But okay, currently it's defended twice, so there is no real threat against it. What is the queen doing on f3? Okay, maybe knight here is the idea. Takes. Yeah, but still there is a knight, so you cannot really jump in. So had to look something up. Yeah, queen f3 we have on the board. And now what is black doing? G4 could be a threat at any point. It's an idea. At least queen f3, queen e6, no. h5, queen g3, h5, queen g3, h5 preventing g4, queen g3 and rook e6. No, rook e8. Rook e8. Okay. What about knight takes? Pawn takes. Bishop here, king there. Bishop there, king there. Doesn't really work, but it's close. What about bishop here, check? King here and queen there. You cannot block the knight because the rook would hang, so you have to move the king. Only square is that one. Yeah, but now the queen is attacked. Okay, just wanted to see that. So h5, queen g3. What is the move there? What is the move? Maybe f6. Now this is a threat. So for example b4. Now knight f6, check, king there. Queen here, okay, king has one square left. It's not the threat quite yet. Knight f6. So this bishop e6 is also an option. Bishop e6, g4. So both engines are wanting to play g4 at some point. Bishop e6, and now g4 again. G4, knight to d7. Knight takes, bishop takes, and now what? Maybe e4. e4 looks nice. Takes, threatening mate, so that move, and now f5. f5 looks pretty strong because takes, f6 to stop f6 from white, and now the bishop is hanging. So no, bishop f6. Bishop f6 is the only defensive option. Bishop here attacking the rook. If that, then this is winning instantly, because now whatever you do, if you take this, then h7 is mate. If you take this, h7 is mate. If you go back, then h7 is mate anyway. So this is the threat. So you can't allow f6. So you'd have to move the rook, maybe attacking the queen, but then this check comes. King here. Now bishop there takes. No, this doesn't work. Takes. No, okay, here. That position. Knight f6 maybe. But now rook there pins the queen to the king, so it's not that simple to but it's f6, but f5 must be the right move. Bishop f6. Bishop here. Rook f1. And now what? It's not so simple actually to win this. Check. King there, check. It's actually, damn it, not simple. Now I'd have to block. And now knight here, interfering this diagonal. If you grab it, then b takes, and knight is hanging. It's not that simple. It's really not simple to win this. So there are defensive options. Bishop e6, g4, rook d8 is what Fritz is giving. So after g4, rook d, which rook? f5, bishop to e6 to d7. I don't think this is. Knight c3 takes d5. Knight c3 takes d5. What about knight takes d5? What about knight? Okay, what about this knight takes on d5, which looks more to the point. Okay, then that move comes. So you have to capture with the other knight so that those knights are protecting each other. And now queen here threatening mate again. f5 takes, bishop takes. So f5 is an idea here. f5. So this doesn't work. So probably queen here. f5 takes, bishop takes, rook takes, and e4 forking the pieces. So it's not so simple, or you don't even have to play f4. You can just grab the rook there. So this is not possible. Oh, we had a move. Instead of g4 we had f5. We had f5 attacking the bishop. Bishop back to c8 and now g4. g4 h6. g4 h6, and now I want to see both evaluations. Or a3 first. Fritz is giving this as nearly winning now for white. Waits for the move g4. So, but a3 is doing probably nothing. At least I don't see a3 doing something. f5, bishop c8, a3. You can just ignore this for the moment at least. So I would go b4. Or now g4 at some point. Bishop b7. g5. Okay, you kind of have to move back. And now f6. So bishop d6. And now queen h4, f6, and this, and this. Okay, the knight is covering this one. At least the knight is covering this. So maybe knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, takes, king here, and now rook f6. No, yeah, rook f6. It's crushing on the spot because there is no way of defending against that one. You have to move the bishop back. To prevent the rook from coming there. But anyway, queen here, king there. No. I would do that. Check. No. Actually this is better. Check. Mate. You could have done this earlier as well. So okay, now, but what is this a3 move doing? What is this a3 move doing? So that's the question. a3, b5, g4. Yeah, this is the thing here. b5, g4, bishop b7. I doubt that bishop b7 will be played, but let's see. Let's see. So b5, g4, h6. This is what? g4, h6, h4. Going all out with a pawn storm on the king side. h4. This is what Stockfish is giving. At least the first version of it. h6, h4, knight h7. Knight h7. Okay, really fighting against g5. Then maybe e4. No, knight h6. f6. f6. Sacrificing a pawn like that. Okay, bishop takes f6. g4. Takes, knight takes, and queen there. Not allowing the knight to move. And if g6, then you just grab it with the knight. Knight takes, queen takes, check. And it's pretty much doomed. Here e5. No, not e5. Not e5. Just play the rook there, and there is no defense against. Okay, here knight check. King here. Anyway, you cannot take the knight, the rook, because of the mate there. But after this, okay, you cannot go there, so check. And if the knight goes back, then it's the same, it's just this. And it's all over. So there is probably not much black can do. Here f6 should be good. And finally we have g4 and h4. 10 seconds left for Fritz. 1 minute 50 for Stockfish. Bishop b7. Okay, bishop b7. h4 and bishop b7. Allowing the move g5. Bishop b7, g5. Knight d4. Okay, this is the idea. After bishop b7, knight to e4. But what about f6 here? Takes, bishop takes. Check. Okay, the bishop could also block. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Taking here, attacking the queen. If the queen moves, then I don't know. I don't see it. It's a good defensive resource. This bishop b7, which we have here on the board, and now g5 hg hg, g5 hg hg, opening up the h file for white, and now knight d5. This is the idea, most probably. But now g3 is quite crushing, because after this then queen here, and there is no defense anymore, because even if the rook moves, then it's check and the bishop is covering the escape squares. So g3 is pretty good. Takes, knight takes, maybe attacking the rook, so the rook moves to protect the bishop, and now queen here, threatening. Probably nothing. Okay, it's still holding everything together. So hg, knight takes. It looks very dangerous. Knight takes. What about knight takes here? Rook takes, takes, knight takes here. Okay, taking off that bishop is probably bad. So, okay, g3 must be... There must be something instead of g3. G6 here, maybe queen h3, g6 by black. Takes, knight takes. Is there a threat? I don't see it, really I don't. So, but it looks as though that there should be something. hg, knight h7. What the hell? Knight h7. I would never play knight h7 in that position. Knight h7. Just queen h5, g6. Takes, knight takes. Okay, at least you can get rid of this one here after. No, not knight f6. First of all, instead of takes, rook takes, bishop takes, attacking the knight. Okay, knight here. Defending against the h7 threat and against this threat. So it's not so simple actually to crash through here. It's not that simple. What is Fritz giving here? Fritz is giving +1. Stockfish is even giving +2, so it should be over. It should be over for the Stockfish version. And yeah, but I don't see it quite yet. h7. I would go up the board, but I'm not quite sure. Okay, probably knight h7, going after that pawn. Knight here, knight takes f6. Okay, you grab it. Not just rook here, with the terrible threat of rook there and mate. So okay, takes, rook here, threatening mate. You can prolong the game with that, and bishop h6, this, and now there is no defense anymore. Or even, instead of this, if you move the bishop somewhere to make some breathing room, then bishop here check, king there check, king there, rook there check, king there, queen there check, and queen here mate. So there is a simple mating pattern available. Bishop c7, if you first go rook that also works. Yeah, you can do that immediately, you don't have to. No, you actually can't. You actually can't, because after rook h8 immediately, this, then black could block with the queen. So you have to, after bishop h7, you have to give this check and block with the bishop this h6 square. So rook here and queen there check. Now there is no interference and this is mate, so you have to do that first. So knight here doesn't do anything. Maybe f5, letting both pieces en prise. Takes, and now bishop here, and it's not that simple actually. Now you'd have to protect this pawn again. I don't see an immediate win here, but okay, g6 we have on the board. Is this also what I planned? Knight h7, no, queen h4, g6 immediately. Okay, g6, f takes g6, knight takes g6, attacking the rook and the bishop. Bishop here, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes g6, knight takes. No, this taking the knight in that case is not on. So g6, hg, knight g. Attacking the bishop. Okay, you can also block with bishop here. I don't see an immediate win here. For me, this position is not so bad for black actually. Okay, there is a knight on g6 and a pawn on f5, but white's king is also pretty open. So I don't really see anything here for white. Let's again see both evaluations, +2 and also nearly +2 for Fritz also gives this. So let's see. I got fresh ideas from this game, namely this g4 move. This is pretty awesome stuff here by Fritz. It was in the position a couple of moves ago. Even here it was in the position g4. But anyway, here we had knight of queen f3, bishop e6, f5, bishop c8, a3, b5, and now g4. h6, h4, bishop b7, there hg, knight h7, and g6 takes and knight takes. Attacking the rook, bishop f6 immediately. Why not rook there? Maybe you grab the knight, sacrifice this, and now you play that. Yeah, twice on the bishop, and if bishop f6, then you grab this bishop, grab this, and if that, then what? There is still a knight here. That's the problem. There is still a knight here. So there is no queen there. Check. Not quite sure. Maybe knight d5. No. I'm not sure what's the plan here. Okay, of course you can give up this exchange. And of course you shouldn't really take this. But okay. Knight here. If you play that check, no, then rook takes and defending the bishop. So it's really not simple. It's really not simple. Maybe bishop here. Rook takes, queen takes, queen h6 back. Knight takes, and queen there. No, not queen here. Queen there actually. No. Then you can exchange queens. But okay, this endgame is much better for white, isn't it? So knight takes d7, bishop f6. How to continue that? Bishop there, queen f6. No, queen f6 doesn't work. You have to grab that. Bishop takes, checkmate. After the rook blocks. So, there is a lot to investigate. Knight takes, bishop h7, and no, not knight takes. Knight here, and now bishop e4. Bishop e4 seems pretty crushing. You kind of have to defend this one. Knight takes, bishop takes. You cannot defend that bishop. You cannot really defend against this h4 square. There is this check coming. So first of all, you kind of have to, instead of rook b8, you have to add one more defender to that, because this is not sure with these central pawns, with that queen so out of the game. I'm not sure if white can survive this. Knight d3, but anyway, white didn't even take the exchange. We had bishop f6 in that position, queen h4, and knight d3. This is the board position. Bishop takes d3, c takes d3. Okay, bishop takes, c takes. Probably the position I just showed was lost for black, but this also doesn't look great. This doesn't look great at all, because now after this, then the rook enters the game, and I think that's it. I really think that's it. Let's see both evaluations here. +3 by Fritz and +2 by Stockfish. So yeah, the attack gotten through, will get through. Against an engine, this is pretty hard. With the queen on a6, it's pretty busted here. Bishop d3, cd, and rook f2, followed up with b4. Okay, b4, rook f2. Anyway, rook here. Okay, check. Takes. No, this doesn't do anything. This spoils the position actually. Well, what about e4 here? Just eliminating the knight. No, then just takes, and if you take this, takes, okay. But then you have two connected passes here, so it's not, it's actually not simple to crack black's position from there. Rook f2 is a move which has to be played instantly. But bishop d2 is what Fritz is calculating. Bishop d2. So the rooks are connected, so there is no b4 thrust, because the knight will appear there and e4 will come anyway, and there is no stopping of rook f2 to h2. So let's actually see what Stockfish is planning here. I think there is nothing for black anymore. I don't see immediate win, but those are engines and they are seeing through all that, and I think it's not holdable anymore with perfect play. Black is so busted. Can take the exchange at any point, but I don't know even if bishop f6 to g5. Bishop f6 to g5. What about that? Oh, bishop h6 is the plan. Okay, I see. Just blocking the h file. Yeah, defensively those engines are also pretty strong, so let's see. But okay, let's play this. Bishop here, rook there, bishop there, knight h6 check, king has to go there. At least there is a draw, but is there more? That's the question. What about that? No, that doesn't work. What about that? Takes, knight f. Oh, this knight is pinned. But what about queen here? Check. Queen here. Knight there. Check. King there. Takes. And d5. Yeah, this is completely busted for black. White is up the exchange for better play. So yeah, white can always take the exchange. Rook f2. So this is the current board position. Let's see b4 now. Rook there, threatening the knight. Okay, let's just grab this knight. For that knight, check. Grab this. Grab that. Rook there. Grab that. h6. Sure, queen there, check, and mate. So okay, you have to basically grab this one, but after rook takes, king takes, rook here check, only sensible square is that one, check, only sensible square is that one. Well, even this is not sensible because this is a mate. So poor. There is a lot to worry for black in that position. So okay, we have a move with this move. No, wait. Instead of b4, we had that move. Rook a f1, just doubling up. Okay, you could grab a pawn there, but I think this is completely senseless due to that. Just grabbing this. Check. King there. No, wait. First of all, you grab that one. And after... No, this... takes here. Okay, black is planning to give up the exchange if the knight ever arrives here. So rook a1. b4, I would just grab it. This is completely senseless. Knight takes f8 at some point. Yeah, at some point knight takes f8 should come. But this game is, there is so much to analyze from this game. This is it's very complicated. Why the rook didn't move for so long time, and why Fritz didn't capture it much earlier. b4 just looks desperate. Just take it. What's the point? Queen d6. So b4 and queen d6. b4, queen d6. That's the thing. Going after the b pawn. Both pawns, 2 pawns are hanging, as well as a rook. This position from a queen's gambit, wow. This looks like madness on the board. Lot to learn from this game. It's so complicated. I passed out long time ago. This a3 is really, it crushed my mind. Why would you play a3? The pawn is pinned. You could just play g4 immediately. Rook h2, okay. Rook h2, what about queen g4 check? This does nothing, just king there. Here even can grab this, grab that. No, then this is not a pin anymore. So let's just check. And mate, this is how you can spoil the position with white. Just wanted to show that. Yeah, you cannot sacrifice the queen like that. Okay, not queen, king, not this, but rook g2. Maybe after that you could do it. Don't see it, no you can't. Cannot, but after that this is a threat, so okay, and if you take like that, then check, double check, and taking here, and if you take that, then this is not defend. Oh, it's defended. But anyway, knight e5, king h8, unpinning. But that one is just immediately crushing, I think. You're exchanging queens, exchanging rooks, knight d6, and again, white is up the exchange in a much better endgame. But okay, anyway, here black goes out of the pin, finally. Goes out of this threat of knight takes rook. Rook f3 now. Okay, this rook wants to come to h3. This is clear. So wow, it's such a great attack. No sacrifices, but just bind on the position. Just nothing happens here to Fritz. Fritz's position is so secure, but rook f3 now. And I wonder, it must be +2 or +5 or something now. No, +4 and +3.5. So still Fritz is better. Bishop h6 and rook f3 maybe. Or even rook g3. Rook g3 looks pretty strong. No, rook h3 is the move. Rook h3. Okay, rook h3. Bishop goes back. Everything is on here on the king side. And now knight here. What about rook there? Okay, this doesn't work because now this unveils an attack on this rook. So rook e7 maybe. Rook e7. And now e4. Okay, if takes, then check and mate. So, but if you don't take it, it kind of works. So pawn takes doesn't work because of the other knight is coming in with a fork. So what to do? E4. Okay, black takes it, and now this fork will come. But what about rook takes pawn? Okay, queen takes, bishop takes, knight takes, attacking the bishop. Bishop takes a rook. Bishop takes here, bishop takes there. Pawn takes. No, this can't work for white. So rook here, taking this, taking that, taking that. Now the bishop is under threat and this bishop is under threat. So there is basically nothing anymore which you can do. Okay, you could take this bishop. After that, okay, the rook is hanging. The rook is hanging. Rook attacks the knight. Knight goes here, attacking the rook. Yeah, but white is just up a rook here, right? How did this happen? Takes. Knight takes queen. Rook takes queen. Rook takes queen. Bishop takes. Okay, 4 against 4. Bishop takes. Yeah, there is just up a rook. This is just complete desperation. But I think now it's over. So, and both engines are now playing really fast. They reached the last time control, and let's see both evaluations, +6 and +4. So it should be over soon. Bishop takes, attacking the rook. Black has fallen apart here. Very smooth attack by Fritz. Very smooth attack. So yeah, let's see both evaluations. Fritz with white really dominated this game here. Just desperate. Bishop takes h3. Currently white is up 3 pieces actually. No, 2 pieces. But just take this knight. Rook takes g5 and it should be over. Okay, this 2 passes in the center for black. It's not so bad actually. Well, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Queen a1 check. No, queen takes b5. Yeah, if you don't take this knight, then you're just down 2 pieces. So, should really take this knight. King f2 now, and I think we can adjust this game now. Fritz is up a whole piece. But why not queen h2? Check, check. Wait, what? Oh, because the rook could block on e8. King takes e3. Okay, finally Stockfish resigned. Very nice victory by Fritz 17. Yeah, boah, this was a great game. It really was. Let's ask Stockfish, a better version of Stockfish, a couple of questions about this game. So, for example, this is all pretty standard. F bishop c8. Bishop d7 was better. Okay, bishop c8. g4 immediately. d6, b4, g4 now. h6. Knight h7, knight e4. Okay, knight h7, g6, knight takes, and bishop f6. Bishop g5 immediately was better, but why not grabbing the exchange here? Knight takes, new variation. Rook takes. Okay, white would be better there, but what white played was queen there. Knight d3. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Now rook f2. Bishop there, also good. Bishop g5. Rook f2, rook d8, and doubling on the f file. b4 desperate. Knight b4. I would have grabbed on e4. What about knight takes e4? This is what I want to see. Knight e4. Queen takes d4 check. Okay, picking up the knight with knight b4. This is not possible. Okay, knight b4. b5, sorry. Bishop takes. Rook takes h6. Yeah, okay, rook takes h6. Queen takes h6. Queen takes h6. This stuff is also bad because this endgame is just dead. Pawn is pinned. White is up a piece, a rook actually, so this is also not possible. So after that, black took there, attacking the queen. Bishop g5 blocking. Rook there check, which is desperate. Rook f1. What about g6 attacking the queen? g6 attacking the queen. Knight takes g6. Okay, knight takes g6. Yeah, but what is... Okay, the knight is threatened. And the knight can't move. Because if you grab the bishop, then it's mate in 1. So, okay, it's pretty obvious that this is dead. This rook has to leave. And now white is just up a piece. So... And here Stockfish resigned. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.